Hey everybody, welcome back to the Yoeitz Monster Podcast. We continue with Pele Yoeitz. We are on page 152 in the art scroll. We are on day 65 of Hachzik. Now the Pele Yoeitz, we're in the middle of talking about brothers and the importance of loving brothers. And the Pele Yoeitz said that if a person is having trouble rising to the need, he should picture as if his parents, his mother and his father are there, saying, begging and pleading that they should have mercy on their child. And now we're going to give hadracha on how to foster proper brotherhood and chas v'shalom, avoid anything that's not that. In order for there to be peace between brothers, they must be willing to let things go and forgive each other for inevitable minor slights. And not to be overly meticulous with each other, getting upset over inconsequential matters, trivial things. Don't get caught up on the small things. If this is the proper way, if this is how everyone should act towards his fellow man, most certainly it should be so between brothers. And an important safeguard to ensure that there remains peace between brothers is that brothers should not live together in one house and eat together at one table. For in such a situation, the woman can become argumentative and they can start fighting, and that's obviously unhealthy, and then the husbands are going to pick sides, and then inevitably you're going to have chas v'shalom, a fight between the brothers. And they will stir up strife between the brothers. And for the same reason, if they're partners in a store or any other business venture, and they see matters of dispute that are creeping up between them, they should immediately cut their ties and dissolve their partnership, so that there will be no reason for argument. So, if brothers are in a business venture together and they start seeing that things are coming up, they're harboring ill will against each other, just pull the plug. Hashem will figure out other ways for you both to make parnasa, and just go find something else to do. And this is true of any other potential cause that can lead to dispute. You always want to remove the fueling cells, right? You have there's sickness and it spreads until you remove the cause, the nucleus of the issue, the girim hara, the thing that's causing all the bad, before it mutates and gets bigger and more severe. And chas v'shalom can. So when you unplug, when you disengage, that often can just dissolve the whole issue before things chas v'shalom escalate. And the Pele Yoeitz is saying that if that's the case, in order to ensure and strengthen shalom between not brothers, and for sure in the case of brothers, all the more so. And this is what the pasuk says in Tehillim: seek peace and pursue it. And what does mean pursue it? Means it's not just enough to seek it, but pursue it means that even on the account at the expense of one's sustenance, one's parnasa, which can be scary. I'm working with my brother. This is my parnasa. I should just leave. The answer is Hashem will figure it out. Pursue it. Hashem will take care of you. And this is a big yisoid regarding the ways of peace. That one must chase after anything that has the potential to cause quarrels, to uproot it in its infancy, in the beginning stages, before it can bear fruit and gain traction. For in this way, fights and strife can be compared to a channel that is formed by a gush of water from an overwhelming river. Once it widens, it will certainly continue to widen further. And the same thing is with machlokes. The second that the pipeline gets wider and wider, then more water can gush. And you think about it in terms of machlokes, the second you allow the mayan, the stream, to widen a little bit, then all of a sudden the water is coming at heavy strength, at energy, at velocity, and opens and opens and opens, and then the floodgates burst open, and it's very hard to close it back up. But if once it starts trickling in, you just stop you squander it, you dry it out, you eradicate it, you dissolve it all, you dry out any negativity, any machlokes. That's the way to do it. Just nip it in the bud, get rid of it from the beginning, from the infancy stage. And what is more than anything, is that once a machlokes has begun, even after peace is restored between the two parties, there would be no shortage of bitterness and resentment, right? It means you come to shalom, you come to mechila, you come to peace, but reality is going to be reality. Those stains that are just going to remain stains. Therefore, it behooves a person to recognize the end of the matter from its beginning. This is something we talk about often, that so if a person sees that something is heading south, it's taking a left turn, pull it back while you can, dry out any machlokes, dissolve it, eradicate it, extinguish it, the whole lashon of removal. Ensure, do whatever you can, invest in it to make sure there's no machlokes. This applies in all relationships, but certainly with brothers. And he should seek salvation for himself with shrewdness and good understanding. And when a person does that, he can hope to have shalom and to avoid chas shalom and any ill will and any feelings of chas shalom resentment. The ikra hava here, havas nefesh, and as we've spoken about in the earlier chapters of Pele Yoeitz, the ikra love between brothers is not physical, it's not monetary, but it's a havas nefesh. It's the love of the soul. For how can he witness the disaster which will befall his brother in the next world, the world of truth? And how much embarrassment and humiliation will come to the nefashos of his mother and father due to the evil of his sibling, and this will surely cause him great pain. And therefore, now we're pivoting a little bit from the discussion of peace between two brothers. Now we're saying that if you see your brother, who you should love so much, and you love his nefesh, that if you see him straying from the path, if you see him slipping up, then what do? And he's not acting properly or vigilant in avoiding sins. He must have mercy upon his brother's soul and of his mother and his father, because it's all one. And admonish him directly with musar that is straightforward, with love, using pleasant language, with charm and a soft, sweet tone. And he should say to his brother, be strong, let us strengthen together, let us do let's do Ratzon Hashem. You're way better than this. Biggie said, always positive reinforcement. Don't say how bad you are, look what you did. So look how good you are. Look at your chelik of the and tell him that no matter what you did, Hashem still loves you, Hashem cares about you, Hashem wants you, despite whatever happened. For this is our obligation, and this is good for us. And as we know that Devarim hayoytz min halev, things that come out of the heart, those are what permeate, what can enter another person's heart. When you come to another person, especially your brother, and it's with positivity, it's with love, and that's clear, and you come with a soft, pleasant tongue, a pleasant tone, then you're going to be able to connect with him. You're going to be able to connect, to communicate on the same frequency, and that's going to be Dvarim hayoytz min halev, or nechnas min halev, and you'll be able to hopefully uplift and bring it back. And continue to speak to him until he changes for the better. And whatever you can do to enable your brothers, your sisters, your nephews to learn more Torah, to learn to mitzvahs, whatever it is, then it's praiseworthy. And he will earn for himself a bracha from Hashem, from his parents, for all that he does with his brothers and his father's family. This is the upright path for brothers to follow, so they will not separate from each other. And all of the ideas, all the Yoeitz and the general rules that we spoke about approaching them in the proper way, rebuke, being in a soft, mistakes way. The Pele concludes with something he says in the past: a wise man may hear and increase his learning, which means take the Yoeitz, take the guidelines, use them in a wise way, use them in a smart way, and with that, that'll bring more Kavod Shemayim and Zeiche to what we said before, how beautiful, how pleasant is it, Hashem, the dwelling of brothers in unity, love, companionship, and peace.